Is it possible to just use speech-to-text software, talk about a topic, and then throw that on ChatGPT, have it restructure it, and it could still register as human-written content and not AI content? We're going to do an experiment to test the top AI detecting tools on the market and see what they say after we completely recreate our speech-to-text content and make it a formal blog post. Now let's do it. Zero GPT. So this is the piece of content that we're going to edit. Now we're going to feed this Zero GPT, this piece of content. It's not very formatted. It's kind of ugly, but let's see what it says. So I'm going to take that and paste it right in there. We're going to click scan. It opens up a new link. Well, I don't know why it does that. But while it does that, we're going to go to the other AI tools. Next one we're going to use is called Surge Graph. I don't know. I'm going to click paste right here. Click detect and move on. The next one we're going to look at is notegpt.io, and go ahead and paste that right in there. And the next one is a tool that I really like using. As a matter of fact, if you don't have Quillbot's Chrome extension installed, I really recommend it because it goes well with your Grammarly extension. Surely you're using Grammarly. You should be if you're not. But Grammarly has a lot of tools to fix your writing, but then there's some things that Grammarly misses, and Quillbot actually picks them up. It's really a good companion. So having both of those, I really recommend it. So let's go ahead and paste that into this AI detector. Click detect, and let's see what it says. Next up, we're going to go to GPT. Let's paste that content right there. Detect. And finally, we're going to go to Grammarly's free AI detector. Let's go ahead and check out what it says. All right, so let's start back up here. So let's start with the Zero GPT. Now it opened up a new tab to show us our results. It looks like this is a freemium product. So let's click out of that. And it says that this is completely human written. Good to go. Zero GPT, no false positive there. This one right here, Surge AI detector. It gave me a 98% human written content. Sounds good to me. Note GPT, this had zero AI generation, 100% human written. Sounds good to me. Quillbot, same, likely 0% is AI, so yeah, cool. And here we have Zero GPT, yeah, zero AI. So that's really cool. And obviously, if that's all, yeah, all of them are detecting that this is 100% written, human written content. And by the way, human written with asterisks or quotes, because I did use text to speech or speech to text. So I basically ranted a little blog post about AI and SEO, and it's going to have all of those grammatical issues and stuff like that. So that's probably why it's doing that and giving me a good rating. Now, what I'm going to do next is really interesting. I'm going to take that same piece of content, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it into ChatGPT and tell it to structure this in a blog-like format so that we're going to see if it breaks down the AI detection, so we can see if it's the structure that's making it these detectors detect AI. All right, so all I did here was tell it to take the following content and structure in a good way and not to change any of the content. Then I pasted the content right there. Let's see what it does. Now I'm gonna copy all of the content, but I'm not gonna add any of these things right here, these telltale signs. And that something was written by AI because that's the most obvious thing ever. It's an instruction. So let's just copy the content and paste it and try this whole experiment all over again. All right, so what's the new results? Yeah, still human content completely. This guy right here, Surge, detects 10% AI for some reason, but that makes sense. And 90% human, that's good. This one here, 100% human. This one here, Quillbot, is looking like it is giving me 100% human, I think. Did I not click enter? Let's click detect. Let's see what it says. Now, these two, I think, fell right out of the running. Now, this one's good. It says 100% human still, but this one right here, it's, you know, Grammarly's forcing me to sign in, and I don't want to sign in on this account right now, so that's that. And we got 100% human on Quillbot as well, so that's awesome. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the AI to create more content or research what I wrote about, restructure what I wrote about slightly, but can keep my tone and meaning to see if we can really take this speech to text content, create it well formatted really quickly, and then see if the AI detectors still pick up something, or pick up nothing rather. All right, so essentially what I told it to do was to take all the points that I wrote about, add a more of a robust blog structure to my content, keep my tone of voice, but add structure and more content. Basically, that's all I told it to do. Now look at this. This is a much longer post. Now this is going to be really interesting because it understands my tone of voice. So now I want to see if it actually injects that into the new content that I just created. Oh, I almost made a massive mistake by copying everything. I only want to copy this section, these areas here. So right there. I probably am going to get rid of the word introduction So let's get rid of that. I don't want it to be too obvious that it is so structured like that. There. So got rid of introduction, and I will keep the concluding title, the header, because I typically write that. Like I typically write my take. But let's say final thoughts, because that's typically what I write. So let's go ahead, copy and scan that, paste that here, paste that here, paste that here, paste that here. I came back quick. And of course, Grammarly wants us to sign in, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to close Grammarly and take them out of the running. But I think we have enough to take a look at what the results were. Let's take a look. Very interesting. So GPT-0 is already saying that they're very confident that this was written with AI, and even highlighting the areas where it thinks it was. Now let's take a look at this one right here. This one still says 4% AI and 96% human written content. That's really cool. Let's take a look at the next one. 9% likely that it's AI generated. And Quillbot says 11%. So for sure, we did get some more. We did step on a few landmines that something was AI generated. But I think, with the exception of GPT-0, which probably has a very thick or thin, I don't know how to say it, threshold for AI detection or AI content, it seems like a really good way to create content that bypasses AI is just to use text to speech or speech to text. So have the computer listen to you just ranting about a topic, and you can have all those little nuances and then throw it to an AI, say, restructure this, but I think the most important part is keep my tone of voice. You can probably get away with it even further if you tell the AI to add a few grammatical errors here and there, because that's, AI wants to mitigate that as much as possible. So when an AI detector sees some grammatical errors, it's much more likely that they'll think that this is actually a human who wrote that. So in conclusion, can you use speech to text to create content at scale and use AI to shape it up and it'll still register as human written content? I think the answer is yes, based on this experiment. So what do you think? Do you want to see more experiments like this? Did you have different results? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, hit this like and hit the subscribe so other people can see this content too. And then you can see my next experiments when I post them. All right, take care.